weird. It's like I'm kind of yesterday was so nice and warm and I was wearing this jacket, but then I was like, I'm hot. And today I want to wear this jacket again, but it's like it dropped like 30 degrees. I'm telling you, the South and the weather, you can't tell me global warming ain't happening. Okay. All right. So I kind of want to talk about systems today, even though I consider myself a wellness activist. So maybe, yeah, all of this applies. And yesterday, I was talking about my journey and my brother's journey. And I didn't really even go deep on like care teams, even though that's where I'm leaning towards for him right now. And then yesterday I was watching a live stream while cooking, and it was a live stream for Social Security for benefits and things like that. Because right now in our political era, um, a lot of people are worried, nervous, scared, anxious about what's going to happen to those benefits that maybe you worked into your whole work life, or maybe you have someone you love and care about that needs those benefits, um, meaning that they can't work. And that's what the Social Security is meant for people who cannot work. Um, and on that live stream, which I'll try to link it in the description because I want to go back to it. So the doctor, I think he was a doctor, and he had worked in as a lawyer too, I believe. So he knew a lot about Social Security, disability claims, and all that other stuff. So he was basically answering people's questions, and there were people on the stream that were just kind of rude in that they were like, stop being political, because he was answering questions, y'all. They were some people were really upset at the answers he was giving because they were factual answers based on the law, and a lot of people didn't like what they were hearing because they thought that the person who is in the office for president right now told them one thing, and they're starting to learn that there are different things happening now or might happen, including to their benefits. And a lot of the, I guess we'll call them trolls, a lot of them were complaining, saying, you're being political, you're being political. And the man was simply just saying, it's like, well, if it means me telling you the truth based on the laws that are written, then I guess I'm political. And that's what gets me. It's like the definition of politics and political involves government. Isn't Social Security a government agency? It is. So, yeah, there's that. And then yeah, so when I started my wellness journey, it was because knowing, even in my 20s and 30s, when I had issues with migraines a lot, that I was working a job that I was making what, $8 an hour or whatever. And I was like, I can't afford to go to the doctor. It's like if I get sick, I'm done for, you know? And I've watched I'm trying to remember the name of that one documentary by Michael Moore, but he made a documentary on like being basically the premise of it was, it's like you're not destitute and poor to not get health care, but you work a job, and you're not super rich either, and you work a job and you get sick, and then you will be like ruined. You will be ruined financially just trying to take care of yourself. And so knowing that, for me in my 20s and 30s, I knew that, I gotta take care of myself. Like, I'm not going to just, as my dad likes to say, let them get me for free, right? Like, I'm not gonna let y'all like wear me out, work me to the bone, make me pay all this, Social Security, and then I can't get it when it's time to get it. So I already had in my mind that there might not be a Social Security by the time I get to Social Security age. I already knew that, or had already had this in my brain. So just knowing that helps me, focus in on what I need to do for myself, and for my family as well as much as I try to. But yeah, I thought that was very interesting during that live stream where people are complaining about not getting their Social Security benefits, which is a government aid like benefit. And then they're getting mad at the man who's deciphering the laws for them, answering for free, saying you're being political because they don't like. Yeah, I thought that was very, very troubling. Very troubling. But everything is political, friends. The fact that you're walking around on this piece of dirt, is political in the United States. That is, okay. Like, the only people who should be here are the native people. Everybody else, some kind of political. Okay, let's just face that everything's political. So, moving forward in that, knowing that everything's political, you don't have to hand over your humanness. Meaning, what I just said, as far as like working, like these jobs for 20, 40 years, which that doesn't exist anymore either. There's no such thing as that anymore. I've had to tell my parents that over and over again, like, unless it's a profession, like one job, no. As a profession, say if you wanted to be a doctor or a lawyer or a teacher or an engineer or whatever, that's different. You can have more than one job. You can go contract and do whatever. But when it comes to sticking at one job, being a craftsman or craftsperson, and you're trying to, stay there and get your little gold watch, that doesn't exist anymore. Okay? And the fact that they attach your health insurance to a job is very telling to me in the United States. Like, I mean, can we not just say it? It's like it's slavery by another name for everybody. It really is. It's slavery of another construct, but for everybody. So you can't have health insurance unless you're working somewhere, or thank you to the Obamacare that everybody's like I don't like it, like, because it has about. It's not really called Obamacare, y'all. Like, even Barack Obama told Trump that I don't care what you call it, rename it Trump Care. You know, and it just gets me. It really gets me. But back to what I'm saying here. It's like, I think we all need to start thinking about, what are you going to do to empower yourself more than just waiting for a Social Security check, more than just saying, oh, the job's going to take care of me. No, they're not. They're not, y'all. Okay. People are literally getting laid off by the government for nothing because they want to save some coin. That's what I'm saying. This is going to be hurt real bad for a lot of people in the next few months and years. And like I said, I'd already had this in my mind that, at least the money part for Social Security, I probably will never see it. Probably will never see it. But when it comes to my health, though, I am in charge of that. My health is my responsibility. I'm not going to sit around and wait for health insurance or health, those kinds of things, when I got a mind, when I know how to read, when I know how to go find something and seek it out. Okay? I'm not going to sit there and say, oh, I'm going to depend on my doctor telling me something, and let me just break that down for you. And I think I also remember this starting in the 90s and some 2000s, where if you were going to a doctor and you're going to your doctor's appointment and they just happen to be offering you like free samples of certain medications. Do you remember that? Like some of us who, would go to a doctor for a doctor's appointment, say like for me, which again was a lot of like for migraines and things like that. And they were like, "Oh, well, so you're here for your migraines or whatever, and maybe we'll go get you a head scan and all this and that, whatever. In the meantime, oh, I have these samples of this medication here. If you want to try them or whatever, you can have them for free." And let me tell you where that comes from: the pharmaceutical companies. It was legal back then, and I don't. I mean, maybe you can check me, please. I think it is illegal now, but it was legal back then for a pharmaceutical rep to come to a doctor's office and pitch them medicine, right? I think it was legal back then. But it is kind of frowned upon now, I'll say that. So that's why we also now see a lot of these commercials of like, ask your doctor about blah 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 blah. Because at first they were going to the doctor's offices, and sometimes, depending, as again, don't you can probably correct me if I'm wrong, but sometimes I thought that they were also getting like financial compensation, the doctors, that is, because doctors got bills too, y'all don't know, they got bills too, honey. So they're trying to pay off those student loans and have a life, family and all that stuff, you know. Um, hmm. So it's very interesting how some people don't realize what political means, the word, and how even if we're out here trying to do the best we can for ourselves, that we need to really like step it up for yourself, that is. Okay? I'm not saying don't depend on anything, but I'm right now driving by a closed hospital. It's closed. Okay? Because of budget cuts. Driving right on by it. Okay? And more clinics are being opened, which, is fine. Totally understand that. But if there's something as simple as increasing your system can help you, you need to be doing that. Okay? If it's something as far as like increasing your flexibility or your stamina about things, then you need to be doing that. That's not for a doctor. Doctors are body mechanics. All they do is just, if you break a bone, yeah, they're good at that. They love doing that. They could do that. Okay? I can't fix a bone. But what I can is strengthen my bones in the first place. Okay? So once you get, walking around out here in this world with the cooties, whatever the cooties are at the time, um, kikiing it up and not washing your hands and stuff, and you're all out here just whatever, and then you run to the doctor saying, give me some antibiotics, and they can't, because last I heard, again, they're trying not to give people antibiotics again, because maybe they're out, or maybe people are over, taking antibiotics too, to the point where they're not working anymore. Then maybe we need to work on strengthening our immune systems. So, those are the kind of things that we can be doing. Okay? Those are really the things we could be doing rather than waiting around for somebody to take care of us and know all the answers. They don't know all the answers. A lot of doctors don't take like nutrition classes. They know how your body works, but do they know how food builds up your body? Some of them might. They are not mandated to take nutrition classes. Okay? That's why, and I hope you look this up too before I go. That is why most of the major, I guess, famous colleges for medicine are now offering health coaching certifications. I know, because I checked. And if I can afford the price, I would probably go ahead and do it. But a lot of the things I've learned, I've already learned them. Like I would be paying them just to have the seal and the label on it, right? So most of these colleges now are trying to teach a bunch of people how to take care of themselves before they get sick now. That's basically what that certification is for. So it's wellness. I know Emory has one. I know John Hopkins has one. I know Duke has one. I'm trying to think of a few more. But yeah, a lot of those major colleges, they have certifications now for wellness coaches or some, like, basically, yeah, wellness coaches. And it's teaching you basically how to be healthy, because doctors don't know how to do that. All they know is you're sick, get a pill, you broke yourself, all right, we stitch you up. Okay? That's what they know how to do. And again, not knocking that. But don't get confused with repair versus healing. Okay? Repair versus healing. All right, so I'm going to make this turn because I got some errands to do today. And I'm hoping that this won't be too painful. There's certain places I don't like going at certain times of day, and this is kind of one of them. So, all right, friends, I'll check you later. Like and subscribe, all that good stuff. Please, please. We gotta step it up. Like, the United States is not. It was never like. It's kind of like a big psych, and now more people are starting to see that. So it was like, yeah, you could read the preamble to the Constitution. We the people hold these truths to be self-evident that all men are created equal. Yeah, yeah, we know that, but is it actually happening? No. So America is a land grab. America is about that mighty dollar. They don't care about nobody and nothing. They care about money. Okay, I said it. So I will definitely keep you in the loop on what I'm doing to maintain my wellness, because yeah, I'm not going out without a fight in this. And that includes me being healthy and strong. I'm not taking pills. Like I've already mentioned this before. Unfortunately, they got my parents, in the modern era. I'm going back to the old ways. I'm going back before they called modern medicine. Like we lived for thousands of years before this modern medicine. We'll be all right. Okay. I'm not saying no to doctors, but I'm definitely saying giving them the side eye. All right. And with that, I say, take care. Be well out there.